Hi students, in this video I am going to discuss how to solve a Lagrange linear partial differential equation. Now what is the definition of that? A partial differential equation of the form PP plus QQ equal to R, where capital P, Q, R are the functions of x, y, z and small p denotes dou z by dou x, small q denotes dou z by dou y. Now such a partial differential equation is called a Lagrange partial differential equation. Now what will be the solution of such a Lagrange partial differential equation? If this is your Lagrange PDE, then phi of uv equal to 0, where phi is an arbitrary function and u equal to a, v equal to b are the solutions of the auxiliary equation. Now this phi of uv equal to 0 will be the solution of such a Lagrange partial differential equation. I have clearly stated this in my previous lectures, where while eliminating arbitrary functions to find out a partial differential equation, I have clearly mentioned a partial differential equation got by eliminating the arbitrary function phi of uv equal to 0 will be of the form pp plus qq equal to r. Now let us proceed with the working rules. Now here is the working procedure how to solve a Lagrange linear partial differential equation. If you have a Lagrange partial differential equation of the form pp plus qq equal to r, now you have to write the auxiliary equation dx by capital P equal to dy by capital Q equal to dz by capital R. Now after writing this auxiliary equation, you have to solve by considering any fractions and then finding out the solutions u is equal to c1 and v equal to c2. Now the final solution will be phi of uv equal to 0. Either you can write in this way phi of uv equal to 0, or you can write u is equal to f of v. Now let us discuss some rules for solving a Lagrange partial differential equation. Now after writing a auxiliary equation, say dx by p dy by q equal to dz by r. Yes, after finding p, q, r, we write the auxiliary equation, and then from this auxiliary equation we will choose either first and second, or second and third, or first and third ratios, and then solve by direct integration. Say for an example, I am choosing first and second ratio and then applying direct integration, then you get a solution. Say you get a solution as u is equal to a. Now this is our first solution. Now similarly consider another two ratios and then find out a second solution, v is equal to b, by direct integration. After finding out these two solutions, we can write down the general solution as phi of uv equal to 0. Now this will be our solution for a Lagrange partial differential equation. Now what if the direct integration is not possible? In that case we may have to use multipliers called as Lagrange multipliers, which I will discuss when I am solving problems. In that case our direct integration seems to be easier when we apply the Lagrange multipliers. I will discuss that later. And what if we are not getting a second solution, only first solution? This is the third rule. If you are getting only a first solution, then what you have to do is you can use this as a substitution to find out a second solution, and that is also another rule when we are solving a Lagrange partial differential equation. Now let us switch on solving some problems. Problem 1. Solve y square z by x into p plus xz into q equal to y square. I am going to rearrange this equation so that it looks a lot simpler by multiplying throughout this equation by x. Now after multiplying this equation throughout by x, you get the equation as y square z into p, x gets cancelled, plus x square z into q equal to xy square. I have multiplied this equation throughout by x. Now this equation looks a lot simpler. Now compare this equation with our Lagrange PDE. capital PP plus QQ equal to capital R. Now after comparing this equation, you have to write down what are P, Q, R. Capital P is the coefficient of small p, y square z, and capital Q is the coefficient of small q, which is x square z, and capital R is the coefficient of, right hand side, which is x y square. Yes, after writing P, Q, R, you have to write down the auxiliary equation. The auxiliary equation is dx by P, dy by Q, dz by R. Now substitute all P, Q, R in this auxiliary equation. So our equation will be dx by y square z, x square z, xy square. Yes, you can call this as equation 1. Using this equation 1, we are going to find out two sets of solutions, u and v. Now you can consider any two ratios. Here I am considering first and second ratio to find out my first solution. So you get dx by y square z equal to dy by x square z. I have taken only first two ratios. You can cancel the common terms if you have. Now you will be left out with dx by y square equal to dy by x square. See, the variables are not written in a proper way. That means you have to bring all the variables together. So I bring x square to the left hand side and y square to the right hand side. So you get x square dx equal to y square dy. Now the variables are separated. Now you can directly integrate. Separated in the sense I have only x in the left hand side and y in the right hand side. So you can integrate this. After integrating, you get x cube by 3, y cube by 3. You can add a constant, say c1. Now bring this y cube by 3 to the left hand side, because I want only c1 in the right hand side. So x cube by 3 minus y cube by 3 equal to constant. Now since we have a common denominator here, so I can write this as x cube minus y cube by 3 equal to c1. Bring this 3 is a constant, so bring this 3 to the right hand side. So x cube minus y cube equal to 3c1, which is a constant. 3c1 is a constant. I can call it as a. So your solution is x cube minus y cube equal to a. We have got our first solution. Call this as u. Now this is our equation number 2. Now let us take another two ratios to find out the second solution. Here I am going to consider first and third ratio. After considering first and third ratio, we will get our second solution. So this is our first ratio. You can cancel the terms y square and y square. So you will be left out with only two variables, x and z, dz by x. Now you have to separate the variables. Bring the x to the left hand side and z to the right hand side. So you get x dx equal to z dz. See, now the variables are separated. That means only one variable is in the left hand side as well as right hand side. Now you can integrate this. So you get x square by 2, z square by 2. You can add a constant, say c2. I am leaving this constant to the right hand side. So I bring this z square by 2 to the left hand side. So x square by 2 minus z square by 2 equal to c2. 2 is common in the denominator. So I write x square minus z square by 2 equal to c2. Since 2 is a constant, I can simplify this further. So I can write it as x square minus z square equal to 2c2. 2c2 is a constant, isn't it? So I can write it as b. So you will get x square minus z square equal to b. This is a second solution. So here I call the second solution as v. Now name this as solution 3. Okay, equation number 3. Now what will be our general solution? Our solution is phi of u comma v equal to 0. This is the solution of Lagrange PDE, and you have to substitute u and v in this solution. What is your u? X cube minus y cube. And what is our v? X square minus z square. See, it is not necessary that everyone should get the same answer, because it all depends upon the ratios we are selecting. So each one may get different answer, but we get a solution of the form phi of uv equal to 0. So either you can write this as a solution of partial differential equation, or there is another way of writing the solution. We can write u is equal to f of v. This is also considered as a solution of our Lagrange partial differential equation. Now what is your u? X cube minus y cube equal to a function of x square minus z square. So these are the two representations of writing a Lagrange partial differential equation. I hope it is clear. Now let us move on to the next problem. Problem 2. Problem 2, solve yz into p plus 2x into q equal to xy. Now we don't have any denominator as such in our problem 1, so there is no need for us to rearrange the equation. You can simply compare this given equation with our Lagrange PDE. Now what is our Lagrange PDE? It is capital PP plus capital QQ equal to R. Now what is capital P? After comparing, we get YZ. Capital P is coefficient of small p, and capital Q is coefficient of small q, which is 2x. And what is capital R? It is the right hand side, which is xy. You should note P, Q, R are the functions of x, y, z. Now write down the auxiliary equation, which is dx by p, dy by q, dz by r. Substitute p, q, r in this equation. So you get dx by yz, dy by 2x, dz by xy. Yes. So we have got our auxiliary equation, call that as equation number 1. Now you can choose any two ratios and then find out two sets of solutions. So here what I am going to do is, if I consider first and second ratio, we have x and y, but also we have z. So we will be again in a trouble. So what I am going to do, I am going to choose second and third ratio. Yes. So I am choosing second and third ratio. So dy by 2x, dz by xy. You can cancel x on both sides. So you get dy by 2, which is dz by y. Now you have to separate the variables, bring all the variables together like terms. So y dy is equal to 2 dz. Now the variables are separated. Now you can integrate on both sides. So integration of y is y square by 2. 2 into integration of a constant is 2z. Okay, so you get y square equal to 4z, or plus you can add an integrating constant, say c1. So y square minus 4z equal to c1. I told you students, you can write in any manner you like. It is not necessary that you have to follow the same procedures. And you have got a constant. Let me call this as a, and thus we have got a solution y square minus 4z equal to a. You can call this solution as u. So we have got our first solution. Call this as equation number 2. Now let us rewrite the auxiliary equation. This is our auxiliary equation. Now let us consider first and third ratio. So it is dx by yz, dz by xy. Yes, after considering first and third ratio, you can cancel common terms. Here y is common. Now rearrange the terms, that is bring all the variables together. So x dx equal to z dz. Now the variables are separated, that is in your left hand side we have only x, in your right hand side we have only z. So you integrate on both sides, you get x square by 2 equal to z square by 2, plus you can add another integrating constant, say c2. Now bring this term to the left hand side. So x square by 2 minus z square by 2 equal to c2. We have common denominator, so I can write that as x square minus z square by 2 equal to c2. Now bring this 2 to the right hand side, so which is again x square minus z square equal to 2c2. This is another constant, I am calling it as b. Thus we have got a solution, say x square minus z square equal to b. Now you can call this solution as v. So we have got a second solution, call this as equation number 3. Now thus what will be our solution? Our solution will be phi of uv equal to 0. This is our solution. I have to substitute u and v in the solution. What is u? U is y square minus 4z. It is not necessary that you should get the same solution. I told you it all depends upon the ratios which we select. So v is x square minus z square equal to 0. Don't forget this equal to 0, because I have seen many students not writing equal to 0. You can write a solution in this way, or you can write the solution as u is equal to f of v, or you can write the solution as v is equal to f of u. You can choose any method of writing solutions. So u is equal to f of v will become y square minus 4z equal to a function of x square minus z square. So even this will be a solution, and also you can write this as your solution. You can choose any method of writing the solution. Thus we have got a solution of our Lagrange partial differential equation. Coming up next, we will be discussing how to use Lagrange multipliers for solving a Lagrange partial differential equation. I hope you have understood all the concepts discussed today. You can keep watching the rest of my videos, which I keep posted continuously. Thank you.